Namaste everyone and welcome to Supergrad's CAT. I'm Shruti Tiwari here and we are here to talk about CAT 2025. Toppers schedule for CAT 2025. So there's a caveat. No, I'm not talking about your timetable, when you should get up and when you should take breakfast and when you should start your studies. Not at all. I know you're mature people and you don't need that kind of timetable now. But what is my intention then, and why am I talking about toppers? Because obviously, our institute is top rankers, and we have a bunch of toppers this year too, which who have scored more than 99 percentile and have reserved their seats in the top IMs. So I come here with a lot of confidence that we together can actually chalk out what should be your way, or route to the CAT and other MBA entrance exams, and how should you start your preparation from these initial days. All right, so hook on to the session. I'll not take too much of time, just wrapping it up. And, you know, in just few minutes, all right? So the intention is to just make you understand how you should start thinking and planning towards your MBA entrance, all right? So my first take is, and my first advice is, always start with a why and then how, what, when, everything takes its place automatically. So you should be very clear about why you want to do an MBA or why you want to prepare for an MBA entrance exam. It's not UPSC exam, it's not NEET and IIT exam. It is a different story altogether. So it's basically for your career, and it's a very, kind of jump start kind of exam. So you have to be very clear with your intentions. Otherwise, you will lose your energy and lose your motivation in the middle of the journey, and it will be a waste of time and a waste of your precious money. So always keep in mind why you want to do an MBA. Always keep in mind which kind of institutes you are targeting at, what kind of score you need to have to get entry into the that particular B school. May it not be the blackies, not intentionally. You might be focusing on FMS or maybe IFT or maybe IITs now even. All right, so have that plan very clear in front of you. Talk to experts and have um, that way or the road planned for you, so that you understand where you stand and how much you need to work on. And the best way to do that, trust me, is you can start with a diagnostic test. I generally make my students do this particular step at the initial stage. And a diagnostic test could be anything. You can take CAT 2024, or you could take one of our mocks, which are freely available on our website, and have a very good analysis done for you of your performance. All right, where you stand, where you lag, what are the areas of focus and what are the areas which you're already good at. So you'll be surprised that if you are an engineer already, you'll be doing quite well in mathematics because your arithmetic and geometry are in place. And 50% of CAT quants is largely arithmetic. So you don't really need to, think too much about it or think too seriously about it because you already have the basics. But then you might not be doing really good at VARC section. The reverse could be possible because if you're an avid reader, probably your VARC score might still be really good or presentable at least, but mathematics you might really be struggling with. So depending on person to person and what strong areas you have, this diagnostic test will give you clear standing of yours, where you need to really work hard and where you need to toil the soil and where you are really comfortable. Okay. So this is something which is the must before you start your preparation. When you take the diagnostic test, you will realize, and if it is a mock or if it is a CAT 2024, you will realize that CAT has these three sections, starting from the very first VARC section, moving to DILR, and then to the quant. You will find 24 questions of VARC. You have to do it in 40 minutes, 22 questions of each quant and DLR in 40 minutes each. But hey, do not get swayed by this structure only, all right? Because there is no syllabus as such of these three subjects. These are pure subjects and they could ask you anything from anywhere. But what is true about CAT and other MBA entrance exams is that reading, or probably reading comprehension specifically, is a must because that's an integral part of MBA entrance exam. Similarly, in mathematics, you have arithmetic, and in DILR, you have logical reasoning and data interpretation, caselets, and puzzles, which are an integral part of the entire exam. So this is like mota mota structure of the entire exam, and you'll be able to identify that. What you need to understand is that you have to step up month wise or quarter wise to ensure that your preparation is in alignment with your aspirations of an MBA B school. All right. So, starting from March to March, April, and May, these are the foundational months of the preparation. It's a long journey of 9 months, 8 to 9 months roughly, because it is in the last Sunday of November that you'll have your CAT. So it's a long duration, and so we have actually clubbed it into categories wherein we focus, or the toppers generally focus on developing the basic concepts. Once you have taken your diagnostic test, you understand which sections you're really lagging at and which sections you need to work really hard on. Reading is a must at all stages across. That is from March till your November. Reading is something which you have to continue as long as your preparation is going on. In fact, even after you've completed your CAT and that written exam, even for your Gs, VAT, and interviews, you need to continue reading newspapers, reading dailies, and listening to news or geopolitics. Second important thing which you should start at at the scratch level or at the initial level is the word power or the vocabulary development. So for that we have word power made easy videos which we have already uploaded on YouTube. Also, word power made easy is a wonderful book to have with. It's a handy book. You can keep it with yourself or you can save it in your mobile. As and when possible, just browse through those lessons of word power made easy by Norman Lewis, and you'll be able to play with the words and recall words as and when possible. Nothing like vocabulary exercises or word lists to be crammed up. There's nothing to be worried about. All right. VARC की अगर मैं बात करूं तो जिन लोगों को इंग्लिश में दिक्कत आती है उनको ये टीथिंग ट्रबल जरूर आती है कि रीडिंग करते वक्त बहुत सारी चीजें सर के ऊपर से जा रही है बिकॉज यू डोंट नो दैट वर्ड or you in a paragraph probably you are not able to make sense out of 5 6 words and that creates that intimidation कि अरे यार मुझे तो ये समझ में नहीं आ रहा. So in that case, vocabulary buildup or reading good sources, reading from authentic sources is going to really add value to your comprehension strategy. That's the reason why this is across the preparation. ठीक है. अगर मैं मार्च अप्रैल मई की बात करूं तो पूरा focus should be largely on developing arithmetic. That means ratio proportion, percentages, profit and loss, work time, speed time, distance, all the arithmetic calculations, speed calculations you should be able to complete in the basic concepts of March, April, and May. If you are able to focus on these basic concepts of arithmetic and math, or what we call quantitative aptitude, then 50% of your load is relieved. कैट का 50% तुम्हारा जो है वो कवर हो गया है. Another 50% is obviously number theory, then geometry, algebra, and a little bit of mensuration and logarithms. So things which are at the higher intensity level will be obviously taken care of later on, but start with the basic concepts first. All right. In DI and LR, my suggestion is start with small puzzles like blood relations, family tree, seating arrangements, and all, so that your mind starts creating that framework for logical thinking. All right. And then you can move on to solving the real DILR cases. All right. So this is how I have also built up your preparation strategy. And if I talk about the testing part, then obviously you should start with sectional test. Initially, till May, June, you should be focusing more on taking sectional test. Complete a particular section of your concepts. That means if it is like quants, so if you have completed, say, ratio, proportion, percentage, profit and loss, take a sectional test of 50 questions and assess how much of concept you have understood, where you're lagging. Do you remember those shortcuts? And are you able to amp up your calculations? Do it quickly. All right. So that is what you need to test in the initial stages. Do not take too much of pressure of testing here. Test is only for diagnosis and for assessment that how much of it you are able to absorb. In June, July, August, obviously, the focus should be on intensifying your preparation because your basics are already done. You should be empowering yourself with strategies of revision, doing lot of advanced level of topics in all the three sections. And obviously, if I talk about VARC, there is no advanced level or low level or any level. It is across the preparation time. You should be focusing on good reading and reading from authentic stuff and solving high level reading comprehension passages. If I talk about top rankers, we are proud to have those RC practice material which is at par with CAT. So from the scratch level, we expose our students to the higher level of RCs. We do not have that basic level and moderate level and advanced level and etc. We are from the very initial level focused on the standard level of Aeon essays, The Guardian, the New York Times, and passages from actual CAT. All right. Then, if I talk about mocks, this is the time wherein you start taking at least 2 to 3 mocks in a month, or maybe 4 mocks in a month, 1 mock every week. There are students who start taking even 2 mocks at times, but this is the time when you should start taking mocks because it is very important to expose yourself to the strategies which are applicable to enhance your performance. Every section, whether it is VARC, whether it is DLR, whether it is quant, requires that focused analysis. Which topics you are lagging, how to do that focused revision on that topic, what time strategies you need to apply so that you're able to do questions within time. Maybe you're taking too long to solve a particular question, and that is eating away time from other questions. So these are all things which you'll be able to understand only with regular exposure to mocks. जो अंदर का डर है टेस्ट का वो भी धीरे धीरे करके खत्म होता है. डायग्नोस्टिक टेस्ट के लिए भी यही मैंने आपको बोला था कि आपकी स्कूल और कॉलेज की एग्जाम नहीं है कैट. इट्स नथिंग लाइक सिलेबस कंप्लीट होगा उसके बाद एग्जाम होगी. ऐसा कॉन्सेप्ट यहाँ पर एप्लीकेबल नहीं है क्योंकि कोई सिलेबस नहीं है. इसीलिए मैं आपको बार बार बोल रही हूँ कि यू शुड स्टार्ट टेकिंग मॉक्स फ्रॉम द इनिशियल स्टेजेस. एटलीस्ट 2 से 3 मॉक्स इनिशियल मंथ्स में लेना चालू कर देना चाहिए ताकि हमें एक्सपोजर मिलता रहे और हम कंफर्टेबल हो जाएं in taking mocks. All right. Then you will be moving to September, October, November, which will be intense preparation, or I would say it is enhanced preparation, wherein you will be focused totally on taking marks, improving your performance, having focused revision. These are the times wherein you should be focusing not just for 3 to 4 hours, 4 to 6 hours of self study, and 4 to 6 hours of lectures or maybe revision classes. This is the time when we conduct boot camps for our students from morning 9 till evening 9 for 12 hours with few breaks in between. So these are the times when you should be engaged in and out with preparation or focused revision and taking mocks consistently. So if I talk about the toppers, what distinguishes the toppers from the average student or from the student who is not so serious about CAT is actually the intention, the expectation of that student from himself or herself. The more focused that person is, the more clear that person is about why MBA, how this MBA is going to add value to his or her life, the more focused that person will be about achieving that goal of 99 percentile. Believe me, it's not a big deal. If you are focused, you'll be able to make it. But if you're not, obviously, there are lakhs of people, 3 lakh people actually have targeted last year's CAT, and there are only round about 5,000 to 6,000 seats. If I include all the other, good B schools, then round about 8 to 10,000 seats. But then the competition is really, really high. But believe me, out of these 3 lakh people, there are only a few who are really, really serious. Most of them are taking it for the sake of taking, just trying their luck out. And you should not be one of them. So design your performance building routine. And again, I'm not here, will be suggesting you when you should do what or week wise structure or month wise structure. It's largely three important things. One is your attention span. See, you know yourself very well. You know it best. When is your attention span the highest in throughout the day? All right. Are you a morning person? Are you a night owl? What kind of lifestyle you have? Are you a working professional having really few hours for yourself? And can you take out that time for your preparation? So that is something which you need to chalk out for yourself, that which is the time wherein your attention span is really high. Personally talking, my most focused time or my time is the morning hours of maybe 4 o'clock till 6 o'clock, because I really enjoy that silence wherein I am with myself, and whatever I read or whatever I solve keeps registering in my mind very clearly. Same could be true for someone who finds the night silence really, enchanting and maybe profitable or progressive for himself or herself. So you should, figure out which part of the day you are really attentive and which is the most productive hour of your day, which is the time or time slot wherein your energy level is really high, because there are times wherein we feel droopy or lack of energy maybe towards the evening, or maybe there are people who feel lethargic in afternoons. So you should be able to figure out that okay, these are the times wherein I should actually avoid study. Maybe if you are a college goer or if you are just a sophomore, then probably you'll be interested in doing something like vocabulary or maybe some kind of reading, so that you really don't need to pay a lot of attention in solving things. You may be doing mathematics and probably DI cases solving when you are most attentive. You might be interested in solving questions when you are more attentive, and then obviously you should not waste your time throughout the day. Even when you are, walking somewhere, maybe you are waiting for someone, maybe you are. driving, you can always listen to good words. You can always have that audio book on. So these are the times wherein you can utilize it for your progress. All right. So depending on when your energy level is high and when it is low, and depending on when your attention span is high and when it is low, you can actually figure out which part of your preparation you have to do when. Last is the confidence level. This works really, really well if you are able to identify. जैसे मैंने अभी आपको बताया कि if I'm an engineer and obviously मैंने काफी साल maths पढ़ा है, तो math is something which I know as my left hand. So I don't need to have a very focused revision every day and, fill my notebooks with solving a lot of questions because this is something which I know. But I really need to focus more on data interpretation and logical reasoning questions. Or maybe if my language control or my language is not that good, I need to focus more on reading and developing my vocabulary as my main, focus area. So मेरा जब attention span high होगा, जब मेरा energy level high होगा, मैं probably VRC की तरफ ज़्यादा focus करके उसकी preparation में ज़्यादा ध्यान दूँ. लेकिन अगर मैं एक नॉन इंजीनियर हूँ, प्रोबेबली मैं आर्ट्स बैकग्राउंड से हूँ, या फिर even if I'm an engineer, I have been into reading lot of things और या तो मेरा schooling ही ऐसा हुआ है जिसमें मैंने reading काफी ज्यादा की हुई है. तो English becomes really really comfortable. यानी मुझे इसमें प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. मुझे रीडिंग कॉम्प्रिहेंशन में पैसेज पढ़ के क्वेश्चन सॉल्व करने में कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं होती है. पैराग्राफ की समरी निकालने में ज्यादा कुछ प्रॉब्लम नहीं होती है. कैट में बहुत ज्यादा ग्रामर और इस तरह की चीजें तो है नहीं, टेक्निकल सिर्फ रीडिंग के ऊपर ज्यादा फोकस है. तो प्रोबेबली वीआरसी इज समथिंग व्हिच आई कैन डू नॉर्मली. तो मैं उसके ऊपर बहुत ज्यादा फोकस ना करके मैथ और डीएनआर पे ज्यादा फोकस करूं. तो डिपेंडिंग ऑन व्हाट काइंड ऑफ person you are, which is your strong area and which is the area which need that you need to really focus on, आप उसके हिसाब से अपनी प्रेपरेशन को प्लान कर सकते हो. The most important part, and this really really matters the most, एक कोहर्ट आपका जो होता है वो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होता है. इनफैक्ट हम एमबीए एक टॉप इंस्टीट्यूट से करना ही इसलिए चाह रहे हैं क्योंकि वहां पर हमें उस तरह का एक कोहर्ट मिल जाएगा जहां पर कि हमारी नेटवर्किंग लाइक माइंडेड लोगों के साथ में है, प्रोग्रेसिव लोगों के साथ में, तो हमें अपने करियर में कहीं पर भी प्रॉब्लम नहीं आती है. अगर हम अपनी प्रेपरेशन भी ऐसे ही लोगों के साथ में करें जो कि टॉपर्स ही है या आने वाले टाइम में टॉपर्स होने वाले हैं, तो ऑब्वियसली व्हेन यू हैंग अराउंड विद टॉपर्स, योर प्लानिंग, योर स्ट्रैटेजी, योर मॉक टेकिंग, everything falls in place because the interaction throughout the day is very very constructive. So you should join community which is full of people who are focused on their career, who are focused on bringing results on the table. All right. So do join in top rankers community. We learn together and we provide a lot of inputs on B schools, on preparation. We talk among the people who are across the country associated with top rankers. This creates a lot of enthusiasm among the students and the aspirants. All right. So last but not the least, and the most important part, if you really want to join this cohort, if you want to be a part of this group, then trust me, you should focus on your preparation straight away. You have good time in hand for your preparation. Hold hands with together with us, and then we will sail through very, very smoothly without any issues. So until we meet next time, bye. Take care of yourself.